Hello there, YouTube people. So I almost forgot to record this episode because I was gonna do it yesterday, but then didn't because people snatched me for League and it went on a while because League takes forever. And then my stepdad, who I didn't know was home, put a cat in here and I didn't feel like dealing with a cat. In any case, I promoted Mist and FE9. I gave Mia and Race and Shade. Also, I think it's struggling a lot. It's partially probably because of the snow, and then there might be an element of videos rendering for my stepdad. But that's also why I'm zoomed in so much more than usual. But I'll have Tanit hopefully distract these birds. Because I do want to get the night rain. Night rain, right? Yeah, it's night rain. I don't like being zoomed in like that. I'll just deal with the weird slowness of it all as best I can. So this is going to be a fairly stuffed recording just because things are being weird. I forgot to give Stefan more weapons. Oh, this hurts. I did forge Mist a new ringtone, so she can have better damage. She might get shot, but she has Shade. So does Rayson and Mia, because I don't want any of them getting attacked. Rayson should be more or less fine, but I do want to keep him as safe as I can. But he also has the full guard. Well, a full guard. I have more than one. Most of my flyers have one. Yeah, I also can't hear the game. Like, it's recording the game's audio, but for some reason I can't get it to play the audio through the speakers like it did last time I recorded. I've been having to change what set audio thing it goes out of, but if I change that here, it won't record, probably. So I'm stuck just not being able to hear. Which does make it very, very quiet. Uncomfortably so. I blame my stepdad for everything, because this is his setup. So if something has changed, it is entirely because of him. Because I don't press buttons, unless I know what those buttons do. Yeah, this is unbearably slow. But the snowfall is, like, atmospheric and all, but it is absolutely not good for optimization on non-GameCube systems. When things are just deciding that they don't feel like being good. But other things I've been up to, I'm probably not going to share it like publicly. I'll probably share it with like friends, but I've been working on a little ROM hack thing of Sacred Stones. Uh, Currently, I have through Chapter 5 more or less completed, and Chapter 5X is what I'm working on. I am keeping 5X in and having that little, hey, let's look at other character and what he's doing. So the main character is named Mala. She was originally going to be a troubadour who also had access to light magic. I was going to make all the healers have access to light magic by default, but it didn't work. It just did not work. Well, I mean, it did, but it didn't at the same time. It was working fine with Mala because she doubled everything, but I had someone attack an enemy cleric, and he was supposed to double her. The second attack never happened. It soft locked. So I have chosen to not do that. For my own sanity, of course. Because I don't feel like troubleshooting. But on another note, with that whole deal, I have... How many characters have I made so far? So I have Mala, Barrett, Saralyn, Gall, Kyrie, Lilia, Ryan, what did I make her name? Oh, Anivia, Emily, Hammond, Ulthir, Aniva? I think that's Mala's sister's name. And Megan. I think that's all of them, which I think that's like 13 characters. I was actually I was counting with my fingers, but I wasn't paying attention to what my fingers were doing. So I do not remember. So far there aren't any, like, redundancy bits, like, well, kind of, actually no, there are. Are there? Yeah, there's two Cavaliers, Hammond and Anivia are both Cavaliers. I think those are the only characters that actually share a class, and like other cases of basically redundancy is Brighton, please. Saralyn and Gall. Saralyn is a Myrmidon and Gall is a mercenary. So they both use swords. Also, they both joined at the beginning of the game. I listed them off more or less in order of acquisition. So, Mala is a version of the Lord, well, is a Lord that has light magic and staves. Barrett is a ranger. Saralyn's a Myrmidon, and Gall is recruited in the prologue and is a mercenary. That, you know, that's 3 sword units, one of whom also has access to bows and a magic unit. Kyrie is the first unit you get who doesn't use swords, if you don't include Mala, and he's a shapeshifter. And then you get Lilia, who uses dark magic. She's a shaman. Then you go to chapter 5, that's when you get access to Ryan and Anivia, who are a mage and a cavalier, respectively. And then chapter 5X is Ulthir, Hammond, and Emily. I guess in chapter 6 or maybe 7 you would recruit Mala's sister and Megan. Megan and Emily are both pre-promotes. Megan's a Falcon Knight, and Emily is a Mage. And I made it to where Pirates are the only class, like, Pirate is the only class that has 2 promotions. I removed the option to promote into a second class from every other class. And any classes that no longer had a class that promoted into them became pre-promote only. Which I think is a fun way to handle it. But yeah. I haven't added any new weapons in, other than, well, I made the Manikati fully functional. Like, it is already fully functional within the files of Sacred Stones. I just gave it back its name and made its description match that of the Rapier, because that's what it matched back in FE7. So, the Manikati is fully usable, but it is exclusive to Sarah for reasons that I can't... Originally, Saralyn was going to be the Lord, but then I made Mala and decided I wanted a Troubadour Lord, and then Mala was going to be the Troubadour, so I made her into the Lord, and now Saralyn is not the Lord, and it's... we can just say that Saralyn gets to have the Manikati. Is her weapon. I'm not going to explain yet how you get it, how she got it, because I don't know. I have not figured that out yet. But I will end up, like, adding in the Soul Kati at some point, and making that also Saralyn only. I may or may not add in other classes and things, since I've already started pulling in more stuff from the FE Universe repository. And again, I'm probably not going to share it publicly. Like, it'd be cool, but I don't trust myself to, like, actually get this to a point where I would want to release it. Also, keeping up with sources for things from the repository is not easy. So this might remain a personal project. Also, side note, my stepdad's computer the laptop gets so warm. I have to keep my hands off the keys most of the time so I don't, like, feel like my fingers are gonna burn. I don't know how he uses this thing without also feeling that. But then again, I have, like, so much less heat tolerance than everyone else around me. I think I'll have Tanya attack and then have someone snatch her weapon from her. Okay, she's slow as heck. Janop, you do it. You attack. I actually don't know if I want Janov to tank it, but I think he might have enough movement to get out of the bird's range, and then I can just throw someone else over there with unequipped weapons. Oh, anyway, back to the thing I'm messing around with. So Kyrie and Lilia are both half demon, and as such, they have interesting stuff going on with their growths. Kyrie has average HP strength. Well, actually, it's kind of bad, slightly bad strength, but kind of average HP and skill. And it's a pretty low magic growth as well. I was gonna originally have him not have a magic growth, but well, actually, originally magic and strength were not gonna both be available on one unit, but then it added the skill systems, and that changed things, and it made it to where I couldn't have a physical weapon do magic damage. At least, I don't know how to make that happen. So I had to give him at least some growth in magic, so he can use his magic weapon. But, if my brain would turn back on. Oh yeah. He has a pitiful 10% growth in both defense and resistance, but a massive 80% growth in both speed and luck. His whole thing is, he's going to double you. You're probably not going to crit him. You're probably not going to hit him, but if you do hit him, I wish him luck. Then Lilia, she's very much giving Micaiah or Deirdre. She has 40% HP, 5% strength, which doesn't matter, 60% magic, 30% skill and speed, 100% luck, 15% defense, 60% resistance. So she has really good magic and resistance, and her luck stat is absolutely through the roof. So that's very fun. Destruction. It's usually pretty fun to just have a character who has really lopsided growths. Originally she was going to have better bases than I gave her, but she was only level 6, and also you got two other characters who were level 7 and 8, who didn't have as good of base stats, even though their stats were also more balanced than hers. So I reduced her stats a little bit. Which is fine. Yeah, everyone else has much less lopsided growth rates. And everyone, of course, has a personal skill. Mala has Staff Savant. Barrett has Bond. So everyone will stay alive with him around. I can remember, Sarah Lynn has Vigilance, so it's basically impossible to hit her. Gaul has Thunderstorm, so if his weapon is heavier than the enemy's weapon, he does more damage, has better accuracy, and has higher crit rate. And he comes with a Steel Sword and an Iron Blade, so he's pretty much guaranteed to be able to get the Thunderstorm to activate. So he does a lot of damage, plus he has a 50% strength growth. Though in my initial test run, he didn't level up strength until like level 14. How do you go 12 levels with a 50% growth, not leveling the stat at all? I've never seen a unit get that stat screwed. It's honestly baffling. But, let's see. Everyone else. Who is it? Okay, Kyrie has Shade, so not likely to get attacked. that really helps him with his horrendous defenses, making it to where otherwise he would always be targeted before anyone else. Then we have Lilia has Breath of Life, so if she attacks an enemy, nearby allies get healed, which is very nice. Anivia, I think I gave her Insight, so she has really good accuracy. And then we have Ryan, who I gave Loyalty. Not sure how it's gonna work, to be honest. But, I'm gonna try and make it work. I don't know if it's gonna actually function. With Mala, I have to test it at some point. But if not, I'll just change it to something else. And I don't remember what I gave everyone else, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I gave Tammin, Camaraderie. Could be wrong. But I am very much enjoying the process of doing all of this. I am a font of ideas when it comes to Fire Emblem. And I like messing around with FE Builder so I can, make those ideas happen, at least in some capacity. Some of my ideas I wouldn't be able to do in there. One idea I had, which had basically Lagoos in it, and I'm not sure if I'd be able to implement Lagoos in an actual, game made with that, so that's unfortunate, but oh well. Also, all of the characters that I have made have recolored portraits from Sacred Stone's characters. And Lilia's is my favorite. I took Natasha, gave her white hair, red eyes, and the gem and her robes is also red, and then made, instead of having a blue tint to her robes, it's a purple tint. And I think that's a really pretty combination. I love it. I want more. I want to do it. I want to find an excuse to create another character that is just as pretty to look at as her. But I'm not great with palettes and stuff, and especially not when said palettes involve wow, okay. Especially when things don't, match, I guess. Oh, take, Selena's thing, her portrait. The way the colors are set up, her hair color is also the color of, the trim on her outfit. And that's a bit annoying to deal with. And then, there's only really, one color on her actual shirt. And it's a really, really dark color that's also used for the outline. And then the sleeve, it's only the sleeve that is, that color, but the transition from the sleeve to, the shoulder pad, the rest of her clothing is really funky looking. And then her eyes and earrings are the same color, which isn't, but it's not a problem. But I am avoiding giving anyone red eyes, which does make it, with the exception of Lilia. I would have given Kairi red eyes, but he's using Ewan's portrait, and his hair and eyes are the same color, and he has black hair, so he's stuck with black eyes in his portrait, which is unfortunate, but there's not much I can do about it unless I figured out how to change which colors are tied to the eyes, which I'm not sure if I could manage that. And I had the same issue with Tammin, who uses Franz as his base. Well, actually, I think it's his armor that shares colors with his eyes, or maybe it's... No. Is it the hair? I think it's the hair. I think it's also the hair for him. I think he has... I made Tammin have... Or just... No. Franz has normally... Yeah, Franz normally has green eyes, and that matches his armor. Tammin has blue eyes, which matches his armor. So, yeah, it matches the armor. I was gonna give... I think I was gonna make him have maybe red armor, but then it had... It made his eyes red. It's a little annoying when the eyes are tied to, like, the hair or the clothes, because it makes it a little difficult if you want to very specifically avoid certain colors in certain areas, or if you just don't like the way it looks. I think Natasha has probably, like, the best situation for her color palette. When is Nasala gonna show up? Like, when are you gonna come over here, dude? I need Rayson to talk to you. Wait. I need Janov to talk to you first. Good thing I brought you. Like, I need to have Janov talk to you, and then I can have Rayson be in your range, and you'll, like, do your things. Also, why do you keep not being locked onto me? I need to see you, so. Anyway, again, it's very fun messing with FE Builder, and I've been doing this for a few days or so. How many days has it been? I don't know, I have no sense of time. I'm wondering how much more I can, like, do. And also, I have noticed that with the way I'm doing it, I think I might be scaling everything a little too quick. Because enemies are, well, either I'm scaling too quickly, or regular Fire Emblem games scale super slowly. The reason why I say this is because Chapter 5, enemies are already about level 10, and the player characters, due to the very low number of units in the early game, like, you reach level 15 or higher so fast. I estimate that by the time you reach Chapter 5, all of your unpromoted units, other than Lilia, who's joining you in this chapter, she joins your team at the very beginning of the chapter during the preparation screen. But with the exception of her, every other unpromoted unit in your army should be level 10 or higher. Which is due to high enemy density, high enemy levels, promoted units, you know, look, that whole deal, because I think I'm going a little overboard with making there be a lot of everything. Not sure, but I'm not sure how long I'm going to be able to make that. I might be able to make it have, like, I might be able to get it to work with having I don't know, but I might be able to manage to not have your units, like, get to a max level as a promoted class by just making it take a little longer to get all your promotion items. Hopefully, I get it to work in a way that kind of makes sense. I am leaving in the guiding ring that you get at the end of Chapter 5 if you visit the villages. Also, so, you know, the prologue has twice as many enemies as there is in vanilla FE8 because you have twice as many units. And then Chapter 1, monsters already, there's quite a few of them. Then Chapter 2, even more, and it's Fog of War. Well, actually, no. I think there's actually less enemies in Chapter 2 than Chapter 1, but it's Fog of War chapter. Then Chapter 3 is also Fog of War and has a lot of enemies, more than vanilla Chapter 3. And then Chapter 4 is Fog of War and has more enemies than vanilla Chapter 4. There's at least one more enemy, because, there's at least one more enemy because, someone exists. Who exists? Oh, the boss of that chapter exists. Can I have Racing just go ahead and talk to him? No. Hey, he doesn't actually insta-die to Nasala. That's funny. Oh gosh, it's so laggy. Is there anything else that I know I'm gonna do yet? Well, so, Mala's siblings in this little pack, they use Erica and Ephraim's classes from the base game. So the sister is Erica and the brother is Ephraim. So Ephraim, there is some minor color discoordination due to the way the palettes are done. Like, Ulthir's horse has green hair because he has a green cloak. And then the sister's even worse. The entire horse is pink because she has pink hair. Like, it's actually ridiculous. They are the horse is completely pink. Like, she has bubblegum hair, she's on a bubblegum horse. No! It's honestly funny, but in the worst way possible. Like, it's the kind of funny where it's like, you don't want that to be funny. Also, I just now realized he's a sniper with a brave bow. Well, at least he doesn't move, so I could easily just walk up and beat him up. But yeah, so... Also, I'm pretty sure I made it to where the sister starts at level 5? She's like the lowest level unit that joins at Chapter 4 and later. Like, you know, the first two units you recruit are level 2 and 1 respectively, and then the very next unit you recruit, which is 3 chapters, sort of, after the first... It's like 2 or 3 chapters after the second unit you get. Like, she's level 6, and then you get level 7 and level 8 in that chapter. And then you experience Chapter 5X, and they're at level 12, 14, and level 1 promoted. So again, I kind of made it scale very quickly. But I don't think I'm gonna have the brother, like, Ulthir show up until, like, you know, it'll be a few it won't be any time before chapter 8, probably. He'll probably show up as, like, reinforcements or something in a later chapter. Same way Ephraim does in chapter 8. I'll figure it out. Like, I've been doing this all just, like, figuring out as I go. That's been the plan the entire time. Because, like, I'm not great at planning what I'm gonna do, I just do the things. I now have the Night Rain. Hey. Stop that. Stop that this instance. Alright, go ahead and leave. Bye-bye. I think I've managed to save all of the birds. Just have to wait for them all to leave. How pleasant. Okay, so who am I gonna give the Nightwing to? There aren't very many people who can make use of it. I mean, Nephany and Mist are probably the best users of it, because they have 8 movement. And I want to give Mist something, because she doesn't really have much on any of the other mages. So let's have her put that before I forget. Oh, another thing with the thing I was doing, I didn't just do, like, portrait palette stuff, I also did their, like, battle animation palettes, which is, I mean, I guess that would have been obvious from me talking about how, the sister's horse becomes pink, but, oh well. Yeah, it's fun doing all of this, like I said. I don't know why I keep repeating myself. Gaul has Ross's portrait, but he has, like, actually black hair instead of blue-tinted black hair. Like, well, I guess just navy blue hair. And instead of having, like, a blue shirt, he has a green shirt, so I made his, animations, he wears green. He looks like he should be a green unit, but he's not a green unit. He is a very blue unit. Sir, you can't counterattack. But Mist is also not quite fast enough to lead. Sadly. Okay, game, can you please stop slowing down? Like Dolphin, stop struggling. Ah! I haven't actually seen this conversation, I don't think. Oh, just Stefan being like, shut up, and Hamasa being offended by it. Be offended. I'll try and give the killing blow on this guy to Volt, because, you know, he has Blossom, so he's struggling a lot to keep up with in terms of level. I mean, he's getting close to promotion, so he has that going for him. It's just not enough yet. I'm pretty sure this is a defeat boss map, yeah. So I don't actually have to defeat any of these extra units. I can choose not to commit war crimes. Now the question is, will I choose not to commit war crimes? I'm a Fire Emblem player. We send children to war on repeat. And just in case it wasn't clear, that this is a joke. Oh, Stefan might actually kill him. Stefan missed. You did not miss. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. I should have been less stupid with how I did that. Oh well. That's the end of the chapter. I now get to... Actually, doesn't Volt get a forced promotion now? So I guess we get to see him promote. Okay, we're skipping the plot. Come on, let me skip the plot. I don't want to press the start button. I mean, that'd probably be easier. Okay, we get to see pain and suffering. Alright, go ahead and promote. Let's see what happens. Just, oh. Did it just not do it? Alright, we'll see what happens in the next episode. So, yeah, adios.